Let's head over to the Big 12. Cincinnati hosted Arizona State. It was the Jeff Sims game. I mean, you knew that he stunk. He stinks. Actually, didn't throw a pick, which I was surprised about. So
he didn't play awful. I do think he did miss some, like you saw the inaccuracy and the inconsistencies at the time, and it's still happening, right? As a veteran, Jeff Sims is coming along. That was potential turning points in the football game. Obviously, the missed field goals too played to that, but Cincinnati jumped on him, right, in that first half. And you sit there, you're up 24-7, and it's just hard to picture a Jeff Sims as he is right now in this offense and how the way it's constructed to be able to like realistically come back and win that football game.
even if Levitt's in that game, I don't know that, he's necessarily built to come back either, right? But I mean, early you talked about getting jumped on as well. It could have been worse too. I mean, because Sorsby, they were driving early and then they threw that red zone interception.
Yeah.
That ultimately led to an Arizona State touchdown. So it's yeah, Cincinnati's a good football team. We've been talking about it all year. I also think Arizona State might be all right. Also was impressed with Brian Ward. Thought he once again coached another really good football game. I hope he continues to remain on this Arizona State staff for a long time because he's very good. Kenny Dillingham is very good. And yeah, I guess we were talking about, would you rather have Brennan Sorsby or Curtis Rourke on your football team at quarterback? I guess Curtis Rourke, I know he got hurt, but feels like Curtis Rourke kind of won this round. Brennan Sorsby looked all right. He was okay, but I think there were other aspects of Cincinnati that you show that you're able to win in other ways, which is pretty nice. Sorsby played all right.
Yeah.
Cincinnati continues to just kind of lurk in the Big 12 sneakily, finding ways to win football games. I mean, they're not a bad football team, guys. They're not a bad football team.
Not at all. And honestly, like you said, different ways. They ran the ball well. Had some explosive runs with Evan Pryor. And like I said in the preview, we're still waiting on that deep ball to be unlocked. I do think that would give this offense an absolute added dimension for Scott Satterfield and Sorsby. They've got weapons like Henderson and Mays to be able to push the ball down the field. I will say, Joe Royer, the tight end number 11, I've been really impressed with him. The Shaman Meta year, right? He was the tight end last year. He transferred to Colorado, back at Arizona State now. So kind of a revenge game, a return game for him back to Cincinnati. But Joe Royer has looked really good for them. I was really impressed with the way he played yesterday, or I guess on Saturday, but depending on when you're watching this football game, this video. But like you said, Cincinnati, all of a sudden, they got a legit Big 12 showdown in Colorado next week. Both these teams are 3-1 in the conference. They're kind of crazy to see some winnable football games also the rest of the way for both of those teams. So that'll be a big one. We'll definitely be circling that one. Night game there in Boulder. So very exciting for Cincinnati. Tough for Arizona State, but they do have opportunities to make a bowl game the rest of the year. They're 5-2. Oklahoma State and some winnable football games elsewhere. So yeah, I think it's awesome. Still not going to take anything away from Kenny Dillingham and the staff here. Didn't love his post-game press conference calling out the kicker. Obviously, I know he it's emotional. I get that. And he kind of made a statement about, his apologies and how, sincere he was about that. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully they do get a kicking game because you're going to need that, especially in these close games, these small margins of the Big 12 potentially. So yeah, good for Cincinnati though. Big win for them.
Was, and their only loss is a 3-point loss to Texas Tech. I know they were down like 17 points in the fourth quarter of that game, and ended up coming back and still lost. But yeah, they could do some damage. I mean, these are the teams that they get later on in the season that they could do damage to. I mean, they get Iowa State, that's on the road. You get Kansas State, that's on the road. Colorado on the road. Those are all pretty tough games. All teams that are kind of competing for a shot at the Big 12 championship. Cincinnati is in a prime position to really shake some stuff up in the Big 12. Is Cincinnati going to be that keystone team that just blows everything up for the Big 12 and makes it just so that it's, only a one-bid league? Maybe. Is it already a one-bid league? I don't know. Because, BYU's undefeated right now. I don't know.